I'm Chris Keeling. I'm a senior producer here at Wargaming.net. I'm mostly in charge of westernization of our products. I've worked on several other games before this, including Panzer Elite, America's Army, and our own Order of War. I've also taught game design at Full Sail University. I love military games, and I have 23 years of active and reserve service in the U.S. Army.
You've mentioned westernization, but what improvements have already been made, especially for the Western audience?
Just this past summer, we changed the matchmaking system. We narrowed the tier spread, mostly based on feedback from players in the West. And that has had some great impact on our entire player base worldwide. So that kind of lets us know how good it is to respond to player feedback. We're also considering some other things that will appeal to the Western market, like creating a dedicated Mac version of our games.
And what about tutorials? Will they come back?
So we tried a tutorial system earlier this year. It didn't go over so well. So we're rebuilding it based on player feedback. We want to really improve the experience for new players, especially in the Western market. So this new tutorial system is going to be fun, and it's going to include a lot of goodies, like special bonuses for new players.
Is there a set date when Clan Wars is no longer going to be in beta?
Well, we're hoping for sometime next year. Right now, we're not sure because we have to unify all the server clusters in Clan Wars, and once that's complete, then we will release Clan Wars from beta.
Will there be any additions to Clan Wars in upcoming months?
We're considering several interesting changes, including seasonal campaigns and historical mini-campaigns. We'll be adding these over the course of the next year. These are designed to not only to improve the experience of Clan Wars players, but also to bring in new casual players into Clan Wars, because some of these battles will actually be restricted to more low-tier tanks.
Can you tell us about Wargaming's plans for multi-platform support?
Well, we're definitely interested in bringing our game and our brands to multiple platforms. I can definitely say that sometime in the next year, you'll see our games on different platforms. Right now, I just can't say which ones they're going to be.
Any chance we will see matchmaking take into account player skill when setting up a game?
No way. This is a core aspect of the game. The game is based on skill and teamwork. If we balance out player skill, it's going to take a lot of the fun out of the game.
Are you guys going to introduce an autoloader for Soviet tanks? If yes, is the autoloader going to function differently from the French tank?
Well, autoloaders weren't actually introduced into Soviet tanks until the T-64, which actually comes after our timeline for World of Tanks. So we don't really plan on introducing that. Also, Soviet autoloaders were actually slower than good human loaders, so really there's no reason to bring it in.
Are you going to introduce a wider variety of equipment, like reactive armor, etc.?
Well, reactive armor was actually introduced as a response to guided missiles, their heat warheads, and keeping them from penetrating the tank's armor. This is also outside the scope of the current range of World of Tanks. If we were to add, up to tier 15, then yeah, we would include guided anti-tank missiles, and no, we're not going to add 5 more tiers.
What's WG's official stance on gold rounds? Are they happy with the way they are currently implemented in 8.1? What about the repercussions from heavy armor lines being much less effective?
So far, we're very happy. However, we haven't had a lot of time to analyze the data across all gameplay. As far as the heavy tanks go, well, they're going to have to worry a little bit. Before, anyone could still have had premium ammunition. Now, it's just a little more common. My recommendation to heavy tanks players is to team up with another heavy tank and avoid medium tank wolf packs.
Will we get a free garage slot with the Chinese tanks like we did with the Brits?
Well, we've given out a free garage slot with every tier 1 tank so far, so I don't see why we wouldn't. Just another bonus for playing.
So, you are a player yourself. What is your favorite tank?
Well, I prefer the German tank destroyers, and my favorite tank is actually the Jagdpanther. It's not necessarily the best tank to play, but to me it's a lot of fun. I tend to prefer to play historical tanks and try to avoid playing prototype tanks.
What tank do you hate to play against?
I hate to play against anything with an autoloader. I can never tell whether they're actually stopping to reload their ammo cassette or if they're just waiting for me to come out so they can light me up.
One sentence advice for our audience?
Well, no matter what tank you're playing or what map you're on, communicate with your team, make a hasty plan, and stick with it, and you'll win.